Oh, fuck. Get everybody back to normal, man. Fuck.
Okay. Hello.
Here.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, are we ready?
Ready.
Okay, so we call the meeting to order. Would you please take the roll?
Joan Eaton. You're here. Sean Platt. No, sir. Cindy Neely.
Here.
Nancy's gone. Mark Reynolds. He there. Bob Hanson
Here.
and Brett Ganzer.
Here.
And Mark, unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, he's incognito tonight.
Okay, here we go. Got to press a few buttons to get going here.
There you go. Okay, you're on the big screen on mine.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so can we have approval of the agenda, please?
Yeah, yes. Mhm.
We can do the conference next time if you want to, or we can all comment a little bit tonight if you want.
Well, we have those things to make out, those reports to make out.
Did everybody get one? We can talk. We'll just make a
And,
note of that.
and so
to
we'll talk about it
this.
next time after it's
Yeah,
over.
Conference goes
Okay.
tomorrow as well. So.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So you know what, Cindy, I had a question because I actually was in Denver yesterday. I was counting on being able to watch some of them. You know, it says you can watch them for up to a year. Do you know if you know you have to be registered for those classes, or you can just go on?
You have
any
to
of
be
them for a
registered
year?
to do the conference, which you are.
Oh, okay, but I can, yeah, so I can go back because there's a few I wanted to see yesterday, and then today I actually couldn't get on one of them, but I was on a few today. Okay, sorry. All right, we'll talk about it at the end. And so do
I
I
would
hear a
move.
motion?
To accept the agenda.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and audience business, do we have anybody on that's audience business? Okay, so old and new business, we have Todd Binlow, and this is for Silver Queen Condominium Association.
I hate to say this, we have a basic problem with this application. It does not meet the sign code. And
Oh,
it doesn't meet the sign code because of its lighting.
okay,
But section 18.36.010 of the sign code says that in residential areas, including multifamily, that you can have non-illuminated or indirectly illuminated signs, but not interior illuminated signs. And this one happens to be an interior illuminated sign. So if the light, Todd, was outside looking at the sign,
Yep.
the sign, yeah, but none of the residential areas permit interior lit signs.
Okay.
okay, but I actually have a question about that. If it's not directly lit and there's a light shining on it, isn't that directly lit? How would
No,
how would
what
it be
they-
indirectly lit?
that's indirectly lit. It makes it
It's
the
not a
difference
light itself.
internal.
Okay.
It cannot be internally lit.
Okay, got you. Okay,
Quick
Todd?
question for, quick question for you. I understand what you're saying. If we were to have the faces of those letters be opaque, so the internal light wouldn't be shining through the faces, but we could make them opaque, and we could have just the sides of the letters lighting up as a halo from an indirect standpoint. Would that be okay?
You know, we're not here we don't enforce the sign code. It's not up to us to enforce the sign code. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sort of, I feel in a very awkward position. It's just that we can't prove something that it breaks a different ordinance in our town. Does
No,
that
I
make
understand.
sense?
It does, and I'm just trying to understand, because at that point, it wouldn't be an internally illuminated sign, so it would be indirect
If the
lighting.
light's inside, it's inside.
Okay, so no internally illuminated signs in a residential area.
In a residential area.
Okay,
But the sign itself, I think, I mean, as far as dimensions, as far
Yep.
as, appearance, which is our world.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if anybody has anything to, as far as I can see, the appearance, the dimensions, et cetera, are all appropriate.
Yeah, I think the sign on the first page that says proposed sign on the right is nice if it just had a light that's shown on it rather than from inside.
And we can make that change. I'm sure that the condominium group would be happy to make that change. Is that something that we need to just make a formal change in writing and send it back in? Or is that something we can, it is, okay. Is that then, do we wait another month to review that? Or is there possibly a way that we could get that part of it approved a little quicker if we just resubmitted it real quick?
I think we could stipulate it, can't we?
I would think that we could
We could
stipulate.
it right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we could stipulate. it, yeah.
So the sign, so I'm gonna go ahead and write that. So the sign itself, as it looks on the picture that says proposed sign,
Yep.
looks fine, but it would not be lit from behind. It would have to be,
It would not be
External.
internally lit.
right.
It would
And
have to
there,
be externally lit.
there
I think
also
in
is
the
a
ori-
dark sky ordinance, so your lights can't shine up.
Is the current
Understood.
sign externally illuminated?
Yeah.
Are there lights on the current sign? It looks like there is from the picture here.
It is, yes, it is. So
So,
we could use the same type of lighting. We could just update it to LED technology,
Right.
which be more energy efficient.
Yes,
And for the dark skies too, we could actually use a little bit warmer hue rather than a typical bright white. We could make it a little bit warmer for the night skies as well.
Right. And then it needs to have the proper cutoff so that it doesn't shine up into the sky.
Yes, yep,
Okay.
so it only shines on the sun.
understood. Yep, exactly. And that's much easier to achieve with an LED too, as opposed to incandescent or something like that. So that would be a very easy fix on our end.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that, Todd, because
Oh. It's okay. We don't do a lot of signs in Georgetown, and especially in the residential areas. So I didn't even think about that. We actually did it much like we did the one down at Cabin Creek, which we knew they liked the design, and we knew that one was approved. So that's why we thought we would just do it again up there.
It's commercial.
like-
though.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
That's the commercial. and-
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
So
All right. So we don't really have sightings on a sign, correct?
No,
All right. So
Right.
I have a following condition on our approval says that the sign is not internally lit, same as the photo presented, but externally lit.
yeah, and Joan, I would put the number, I would put the reference to the sign ordinance.
Okay. Is that 18.6.010?
It's 18.3636.
Okay.
0.010, yes.
Okay. Great. Thank you. All right.
is that available on the website by chance?
Yes, if you look on the Georgetown Town website under documents,
Uh-huh.
you will find that, and click on the town code. And then go to section, it is section 18.
Okay.
Is the entire sign code. So it will tell you the sign code by different districts and what kinds of signs are pre-approved, the whole sign code's there, Todd.
Okay.
And I think
Perfect.
you might be able to, I mean, it would be a good thing just to have.
Yeah, we'll make that adjustment. Not a big deal.
Okay. Great.
Perfect.
So do I have a motion then?
Come on, somebody.
I will make the motion to approve with the conditions cited.
Do I hear a second?
I would second that.
Is there any more discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye,
Aye.
against?
Aye.
All right, great.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Todd.
Thank you.
Will we get an email back on that, or should we proceed from this?
I think you contact our town administrator tomorrow as far as, well, I don't know, because there's no COA.
Contact Jennifer. They should get some official email from the town.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
we'll do it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So Cindy, Jennifer actually sent me a certificate of appropriateness, but that's really not applicable, correct?
Yeah, well, we can issue a certificate of appropriateness
Okay,
if there's no building permit, so,
all right.
so why not?
And then I'm scrolling. So approval of the minutes from December 10th. And we do have a conceptual review. Did everybody get that last minute?
Yes.
Okay.
Why don't we do the conceptual real quick?
Well, the shed,
Mhm.
do you want to do that first?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Annalise is here, so.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's on the screen.
Okay, sure.
Nice to meet
And-
you all.
And I'm gonna have to switch over. Okay. All right. So you want to just tell us a little bit?
Sure. So I'm a new resident in Georgetown. I bought a house as a resident about 3 weeks ago, and I'm very excited because I love Georgetown. Me and my girls are here. One is right behind me. And I'm Italian originally, and I moved to the US 15 years ago. That's my accent.
Okay.
So I also, reason why I wanted to move to Georgetown is, well, the big one is because I grew up in a small place like Georgetown in the Dolomites in Italy, and I always missed this feeling of the nice community. And I found this, so thanks for having me. And also, I run a store on 6th Street. It's called Annalise's Accents, and I sell clothing and good stuff for ladies only for the time. And I will introduce the embroidery. I just bought a huge machine to embroider, so
Nice.
I'm trying to bring something that Georgetown doesn't have for the time being. So because I live on 404 Towers, and because I don't have a storage room in the store, it's a little teeny tiny place. So I was asking if it's possible to set up a shed, like a small shed where I can put all my inventory and Christmas stuff, because there's no room in the house. And the place of the shed will be on the side of the house that you won't see from the road, because the house is a little bit on a hill, and just enough space to put the stuff that I use for the business and a little bit for us as well.
Annalise, it's between your house and the church, correct?
Yes.
And it is set back From-
Yes,
behind the little fence?
correct.
Okay, what kind of a shed do you want? What are we,
I was looking at a similar one that it's right behind the Happy Cookers. They have one of these Rubbermaid shed. I was looking for something a little smaller than that to put against the house or, within the perimeter. One of those that is easy for me to set up. And it's a neutral color. You wouldn't see from the house the colors around, because there's a beautiful old house behind me, and the color of the church is pretty similar to the colors as well.
Well, I think our only problem is not the location of the shed, it's the shed itself. Happy Cooker, that's an illegal shed evidently, because that's never been before us. We don't allow those pre-made stand-up sheds. So that's the only problem I have with it. I don't think the location isn't an issue, it's just the shed itself being
Oh.
pre-manufactured. And that's on, what is that, book 2 probably? It talks about accessory structures. right, I think it's page
Yeah,
91.
Page 91.
Yeah. So it's book 2, page 91.
Oops, I didn't mean to put anybody in troubles.
No, so
No.
actually it's not necessarily a pre-made shed, correct? It's not, it's the rubber one, it's
Yeah,
the
it's
material
one of
on it.
these. Yeah,
Um,
it's a very sturdy. I saw it on display at a Home Depot. It's
uh-huh,
very solid. It has the base, the wood base that I would put underneath, and then put the little shed on top. And it can be smaller if the size is an issue.
well, that's actually not it. So it's the material that the shed would be made of.
And
Ah,
we have to be careful too, though, because Mark, you can't put a shed in your setbacks, can you?
No, you
Not a
can't.
variance.
No, without a variance, that's correct.
So while this isn't up to us, Annalise, we have to get together with the town and find out, where the setback is from the property line. Because it's probably 5 feet off the property line. So you can't put the shed all the way back to the property line.
okay.
It has to be 5 feet off of it.
Yeah,
And that's a zoning rule. That's not one of our rules. Our rules are what it's made of and what it looks like.
I see.
And so right now, that's why I don't want to say that we're saying that, because if the specific location is right up against that property line, that's not something we can, you have to work that out with the town administrator. But as to page 91, Bob, what were you saying?
That's where the information is about an accessory structure. In book 2, that whole article, I think it's article 5 under chapter 9 on page 91 in book 2. It just gives you all the particulars of, where you can put a shed,
Right.
accessory structure. And then on page 75 to 82, it talks about materials, but it's the standard, wood siding is fine, asphalt, basically the kinds of materials you would see in a
On your house.
around town in a house or something like that.
Okay.
They're pre-manufactured is specifically not allowed,
I
which
see.
would qualify as a pre-manufactured.
The picture of the shed that we have is a snap together plastic shed.
Yeah.
And that's not been cut. Probably.
Well, and the weather here too, that's not really gonna,
Yeah,
Last-
they just don't hold up. I've had to replace a couple of them down in Idaho Springs. So
yeah.
So if
So,
eventually I can afford a wood small shed, would that be okay?
yeah, so what we're saying is you have to get permission from zoning for a variance to put it right on the property
Okay.
line there. That's nothing that we could okay for you. So you would need to talk to the town administrator and see about getting a variance, which is possible because it's a small lot and, people need sheds. But that has to be approved before you can actually build that close on in the
Okay.
setback beside your house. So that would be the first thing. And then, if you need help or you need to look at the guidelines as far as the materials of the shed for what would be appropriate, then we can help you with that.
Okay. All right.
Aren't there,
I have,
And if you don't have to go all the way back to your side, to the back corner of the fence, either the back or the side, you can stay 5 feet forward and 5 feet off the side, then you wouldn't need a variance. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Okay.
assuming that it's the 5 foot on the side and the rear yard, and I'm pretty sure it is.
yeah, it's
I'm
like
pretty
a 30 by 12. And so,
So you could move it in 5 feet from the side fence by the church and move it
Right.
forward, back, and
Yeah.
you're good to go.
yeah.
and aren't
But-
Bob?
they're
okay.
put together, aren't there sheds that essentially you buy the components for that you can put together?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or you could buy, just
I mean,
buy,
yeah.
you're not talking, a shed the size you're talking about shouldn't be that expensive. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
okay.
they could come on the site and just build it.
Yep.
And somebody would come,
Awesome.
put it together on the site and it would
Right.
be,
Together in a workshop and assemble it. That, I mean, it's not a big project. And there definitely are people in town that can do that kind of stuff.
Yes.
and is a place like Home Depot, I'm just trying to
Home Depot.
direct it.
Yeah, Home Depot sells them in all different sizes and you can customize them. And then their crew comes on site and does them. You know,
Yeah,
that's
they even
more like-
paint it
Yeah.
the color you want.
Oh, it's like town down at the ice rink. That's where those came from, remember? Those are just Home Depot tough sheds.
Is a shed that size, Bob? I'm thinking back to sometime we had an issue about a shed that was going to be on a property line, but it was movable, like on a skid. It might have been at Kimberly Knox's house. I can't remember. But is that an issue that if it's actually movable, that it's an exception? No?
No, you think you just have to get a variance. I know what I put on my Tower Street.
Yeah.
The shed I built there is built into the deck, but my neighbor has an old shed that's been there forever, Vince.
Right.
And the way I built the shed is the side that faces him is removable from the inside, so that if he has to get there and do any work,
Yeah.
or if I do it for him, I could just pull that out and go right to do it. So.
Okay. I wasn't
But
sure.
I got variance to move it within a foot of the property line because there was just no room.
Okay. All right.
But you got a variance.
Yeah, there was a variance on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So did you have any other questions?
No, thank you. I'll look into the one you can assemble, basically. The Home Depot can set it up for you. And
Yeah, so that it's not like a plastic or a rubber.
exactly.
Yeah, and truly the weather here would just kill that thing, so you don't want
Okay.
that.
I appreciate your feedback. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome to town.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So we're glad you have a little house. It needs people.
Yeah,
Oh, I love this home. It's so cozy. I love it.
good. Okay, thank you. All
Sure.
right, and so we have minutes.
Minutes.
Yeah, I'll be happy to get through this chunk of minutes here.
You want to be done with these?
Yeah. I do.
I look through them, they all look really pretty good to me. I didn't have any comments.
I don't think I did, but I'm pulling it back
I
up
think
here.
we still have to approve them one at a time.
So you want to start with December 10?
I would make
I
a
would make it
motion.
more,
Go ahead, ma'am.
I would make a motion to approve the minutes for December 10, 2020.
Okay,
I would
As
love to
presented.
second them.
is there any more discussion?
All right, yay.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All
Okay,
right, January 4th.
okay, and then how about January 4th?
I would make a motion to accept January 4th as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay,
On January 14th, I would like to add something to it. And that is when they get down into old and new business, the Star Consultant. Susan, we're on the paragraph that starts Star Consultant. Mr. Reynolds submitted plan and historic photos. I think that we, for 511 Rose Street, and maybe right up front there, we could indicate that this is a contributing commercial structure. I mean, this is a major change to our historic commercial area, and this is a contributing structure.
Okay.
And the historic facade will be fully restored.
yay.
And I think it's nice for the minutes to note that.
Okay.
The door has been in place too,
Cool.
installed.
Oh,
So
it's,
They cut out part of it. It looks really nice.
it's a showstopper.
Okay. Did anybody have anything else on these minutes?
I was absent from that one. It says I was answered roll call.
Okay.
But we thought we heard you.
You might have, but I
Just
wasn't
assume.
there.
Spirit.
You're in our brain.
The ghost of Brent.
The ghost of
Okay.
Brent.
Okay, so does anybody have a motion for and you know what, with the changes, and then I can sign off on them when Jennifer gets them
I
changed.
would move that we accept the minutes as amended.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Yeah, Bob, thanks so much for doing the work on the earlier minutes. You did a lot of work there. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, so did anybody want to say anything about the conference, or do we want to just wait? There's a form that I think everybody got that you have to fill out with at least 3 of the classes you attended, and kind of just a little summary, like what you learned or something interesting you heard, to kind of prove we were there, I think, or.
Yeah, well, because they're paying for 3 of us.
Right. And then the other thing is they're I've never done one of these online. They're saying that you have to fill something out to get the certificate that says you participated. Do we need that?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I know we have to.
If you guys have it, I'm sorry, it's Jen. If you guys have that, I mean, we have until June 1st to submit for the scholarships, and we did end up getting more than 3. So that's
Oh,
kind of
nice.
exciting.
Yay.
Yeah, we got 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Then
so Jen,
Bob and those guys should be able to go online and if they're registered and pick up some of the old stuff, right?
yeah,
Go through the meetings anyway, because there's some interesting stuff.
yeah, I
Topics, should
I
say.
couldn't go yesterday. I was in Denver, so I wanted to go back and look at a couple that were on yesterday, but we can do that for up to a year. So the ones that I'm just watching this week, I'll fill my paper out. And then there's some kind of a little certificate. And Jennifer, do we need that certifies that we, I don't think it'd be a bad thing if we all had one, because we have to take so many hours or do so much, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It says that copies of registration receipts. Let me look it up. Let me have time to read it,
Okay.
and then I can let you know if you need that.
All right. Well, they're just saying that there's a thing that you kind of go to at the end to fill out. They know which courses you were in, or you put in which courses you were in, and then it documents that we all spent the hours basically to do it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So if everybody's aware of that, then we will talk about what we're learning next time. Cindy, I wanted to tell you I've been doing the commercial grant tax credit stuff. I didn't know if you were doing that or not.
No, I'm not doing that one because I've done a tax credit, and so
yeah.
so I thought I don't need to listen to Joe
Right.
go through the routine again, because
Oh,
we're doing one of a commercial tax credit on Nicel and Anderson.
Oh, cool. Because actually there's a change this year with COVID. We're considered a disaster, and they get an extra 5%.
Yeah, well, we were up to 35%. I don't think we get to change it because ours is already reserved. It has already been accepted. It's already reserved. The money's reserved. We just have to complete the project to get it.
Okay, but I think you might. I'll go back through my notes, and it's worth.
I think you can.
Yeah, I think you can too, and it's nice.
'Cause I took it today. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, did you? And it was like 10% in rural areas, which we qualify for.
that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, because we already qualify for 35%.
I think that's the max, I think.
Okay, I'll go back through my notes and let you know.
But I will also check with Joe at some point when the conference is over. But thank you for telling me about that.
Yeah.
The other thing is that HGI, that's the first one that I applied for a couple of years ago. And in some of their stabilization of those front rooms, nonprofits can get commercial tax credits and they just sell the credits.
Yeah, that's cool.
And HGI just recently received their funding from that first tax credit. And I think that it came in at about $38,000.
Yeah, that's another thing I
Which
can
for
fill you in on, too.
HGI,
So Mark, you took both of those today?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, no, I just said you took both of those today?
I took one, yes.
Okay, well, I
But
did.
I did 3 others.
Okay, you get
and
credit.
then two yesterday.
Okay, all right. Okay, if anybody has anything else, speak up or we're gonna adjourn.
Okay. I learned a lot about solar panels. They had one that
Oh,
talked
okay.
about solar panels, was kind of interesting.
Excellent. Okay,
Oh, and Jennifer, could we sometime get the revised pre-approved list
Sure.
to put in our?
Yep, I'll send that out to you tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and
All right.
Joan, I would just add, if you didn't watch the keynote from yesterday, I thought to me, it was a real eye opener on the financial impact to a town of spending money rehabilitating and preserving, particularly the downtown structures and that type of thing. To me, it was a real eye opener. I think it's something that ought to be would be beneficial for the selectmen and maybe the business promotion people to just watch that 45-minute or an hour presentation. It was.
okay, yeah, I think I have that one reserved, but I didn't get a chance to watch it yesterday, so.
And I think you can still watch it online.
Oh, yeah, you can watch any of these for up to a year once you've been registered. So anybody that wants to go back and even if you want to rewatch one, because I was taking notes and after a while I was kind of overrun with stuff. So yeah, you can go back and review online. So, okay. Hey, thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
All
All right,
right.
good night. We're adjourned.
We're
Good
adjourned.
night, everybody.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.